Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakhaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desh Tarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So dear devotees, welcome for this wonderful class on Purushottam month. Today I'll be just glorifying the month that is Purushottam and what all we need to do in this Purushottam month. How can we increase our devotion? How can we increase our devotional activities? What is the history of this Purushottam month and how exactly we need to follow as devotees of the ISKCON society and what should be the mood while doing this Purushottam month. So this actually the history of this extra month that is Purushottam month, it is actually occurring thrice, once in 3 years actually. And there is a very nice story from the Padma Purana which goes that if you see in our lunar calculations, wherein each year is divided into 12 months and 30 days, each month has. So once just unexpectedly an extra month, that is the lunar month appeared and it's sorted to be accommodated within this particular year. And there was a big chaos. Human beings and sages and demigods, they did not, they did not recognize this you can say illegitimate month. Everyone refrained from observing any muhurtas or any festivals during this month, because this month was declared to be the most inauspicious, untouchable month, and they just threw that month as like a malmas month, or the month that is a very obnoxious month. So this particular month was unable to bear this infamy, insult, and because this month was actually a female month, it fell at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, who was four-handed, and she was weeping very piteously for help. And while she was asking help, she was crying torrents of rain, and after crying and after telling her difficulties, her woes to the Supreme Lord, she fainted. And then the Lord, who is really very kind hearted and soft hearted, um, mm, his bird carrier Garuda, what did he do? He actually started flapping his wings and he was fanning her and he brought her into consciousness. And then Lord Vishnu suggested that, see, we should approach Lord Vishnu for the solution. So then he personally took her to Golok Vrindavan. And this Golok Vrindavan is the jubilant touchstone abode of Krishna, where every step is a dance and every word is a song. So Krishna, who is dark complexioned, who is the son of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, he was playing, and playing on his flute. He was in captivating the minds of the cowherd boys and girls, and he was stealing away the hearts of these gopis, and with his enchanting smile. And uh, and when this this month came in front of her, the Lord casted his glance and is very compassionate. So that is why if you see, whenever you look at Krishna's eyes, you will always see that the Lord will always glance upon the living entities with compassion. The Lord will never ever, not only to the people on this earth planet or any other planet, but in general to everybody. He will always have a very compassionate and a merciful glance. So, why do I say this compassionate and merciful? Because in the morning, as soon as you go in the 4:30 aarti in the morning, so what happens is all these curtains open up, and when the curtains open up, what happens is the Lord is glancing at all the devotees. The moment the Lord is glancing at all the devotees, He's actually glancing His mercy on all the devotees. He's giving His merciful glance on all His devotees. And that hour of the morning is so potent that anybody who practices any spiritual activity, he is definitely going to get spiritual upliftment in his life. So the Lord glanced at this extra month or the malmas month, and in a very deep reassuring voice he told her, "Oh lady, please rise from this, okay? Please don't cry. Since you have come at my shelter, it is my responsibility to give you shelter." Now see, whenever a person, any person, okay, I'm not talking only about devotees, I'm talking about in general, any person, even an animal, if he goes and he seeks shelter of the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is bound to give him shelter, because that is his very nature. The Lord's nature is कि कोई भी मेरी शरण में आएगा, मैं उसको सुरक्षिता प्रदान करूंगा. Anybody who will come at my lotus feet, then my duty is as a father, as because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, aham bija prajapita, that I will give definitely shelter. So then he's saying that don't cry, I will award you my own name. And Krishna's one name is Purushottama. Purusho may be Uttama, who is an excellent person. So then he says that from now onwards till eternity, you will be worshipped as the most illustrious and auspicious of all the months by all the great saints, sages, devotees, demigods, demons, and all who are pious living beings on this earth. And your glories will be so endless, they will be sung in all the three worlds. Anyone who's worshipping or taking shelter in you will be personally blessed by me with pure devotion and will be promoted to my own supreme abode, that is Golok Vrindavan. And if anybody will blaspheme यानी उसकी आलोचना करेगा or it criticize this month, then I will personally punish this person, and he will be cast into the hellish fire and his life will be full of troubles. So now somebody might think that why will somebody criticize this month, and why will somebody criticize? So then there is one striking example which is there in the Shastras, is of Draupadi. So Draupadi is a very striking example who offended this Purushottam month, Adhik Maas, because in her previous life she was the daughter of Medhavi Rishi, and her mother had passed away at a very small age. So Medhavi, she was Medhavi Rishi. He neglected her little daughter, and he neglected her to that extent that when she grew up, he neglected her. And finally, Medhavi Rishi also actually died, leaving this little girl alone, helpless, and without any protection from husband. Or so one day Draupadi, she went, means in the previous birth. So she went to sage Durvasa, and Durvasa Muni actually saw her sitting alone. And she was very much, morose, and she was not very happy. She was in misery. So Durvasa Muni actually saw her, and he asked her what happened. So she broke down and she began lamenting about her own pitiable condition. And when Durvasa Muni, then he said that, okay, what you do is you just, start worshipping Purushottam month and perform various spiritual activities in this month, then all your difficulties will vanish, and you will be happy again. So she became very agitated and insulted the sage, that saying that, Durvasa Muni, you are a liar, because this is an extra month, this is a malmas month, and this month is the most abominable month and unfavorable for any auspicious activities. How do you say that I should actually follow this month? So then on this, Durvasa Muni got very angry, saying that, see, be aware. I warn you, you will incur many sufferings because you're blaspheming this supremely auspicious month, which is called Purushottam month. And that's why, if you see in her next birth, as the daughter of Maharaj Drupad, Draupadi had to face extreme humiliation when in that particular assembly of Kauravas, she was disrobed. But of course, because she seeks shelter from Krishna, and she called out to Krishna, Krishna rescued her by incarnating as an endless sari, because Draupadi called out to him very helplessly in great surrender. So, and then Krishna revealed this in to the Pandavas when they were exiled in Kamyavan. So, by anybody who follows the instructions of the Lord to worship Purushottam, then uh, he will be a victorious person. Like the Pandavas were able to win back their kingdom at the battle of Kurukshetra, and then that is why, because they had followed this Purushottam month, then there were unlimited benedictions they received by just worshipping this Purushottam month. So the Lord says that whoever shall pray, keep a fast, chant, sing, worship Him during this Purushottam month will be blessed, and he will get maximum recognition from me. तो मैं उसको पहचानूंगा. So currently the Lord is not recognizing us. Why? Because our devotional activities are not so very great that the Lord will recognize us. Like something, for example, who gets a recognition? If somebody in the society has done something great for the society, great for himself, great for the others also, then he'll be recognized, right? Similarly, if you do something that pleases the Lord, something that the Lord is demanding, the Lord is requesting in the Shastras. Like if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that man mana bhav mat bhakto madhya jiva namaskaro. Now, if you are doing those activities, then you're recognized by the Lord. Or Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhakta Prachati. So if you're following these four things, then Krishna definitely recognizes you. Why he will recognize you? That, oh, I've given instructions in the Bhagavad Gita. He's following those instructions, so I recognize him as my devotee. So even the Vedic scriptures also, they are also glorifying the Purushottam month as one of the most auspicious times for spiritual progress. So in this particular month, if you fast, if you give charity, if you're observing some austerities, or you are pleasing the Supreme Lord, so then it is very, very good for our own upliftment of spiritual life. So Srila Prabhupada also has given this importance that, so if you see what Prabhupada has done, actually, Prabhupada created such a morning program that all the essential activities of devotional service are, done in the morning itself only. So the morning program is such a wonderful program that most of the things, if you see, even in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, if you see, there are 64 limbs of devotional service. And these 64 limbs of devotional service are, if you see that list, 42 of those lists or the limbs, we are doing it right in the morning itself only. So, and these limbs are so very powerful that, like, for example, okay, smelling the tulsi flower, or taking charanamrit, or circumambulating the temple. These are 64 limbs of devotional service, or bowing down before the Lord, or actually taking darshan of the Lord, or offering flower to Chila Prabhupada, or offering a lamp to Chila Prabhupada. So these are those 64 items, and out of that, if you're attending the morning program in the temple or at your place also, what is happening is 42 of those limbs we are following it there right in the morning only. That is 3/4 of those limbs we are following in the morning only. So, and then furthermore, this preaching program will ensure that the devotees always think about Krishna and never forget it. Like, see, currently, if you are saying something to somebody about Krishna, so what are you doing? You're preaching about Krishna. And when you glorify Krishna, firstly, you're getting purified. So why am I preaching? The whole aim should be for Krishna's glorification and my purification. So that is, and even the Vedic scriptures say that, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, which is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. And the Puranas also, they, especially the Padma Purana, it talks about this Adhik Maas very extensively. It talks about how to bathe, how to do japa, how to do dan, how to do deep dan, how to do yagya. And there are 5 components of this Purushottam Adhik Maas which can be utilized to extract the maximum spiritual benefit. So, what can we keep in mind before observing this Purushottam month? So, the Purushottam Adhik Maas, we can say. So, yes, it is, because see, the month is going to start from next Tuesday. So, we have one full week. So, now mentally, I'll prepare myself. I'm not telling you all also, I'm telling myself also that mentally I'll be preparing myself. Okay. And I will actually take it as a good opportunity for these 30 days to progress in my devotional life, either by increasing my rounds or reading more or doing some more devotional activities. So it is a good thing that if one is excited to progress in devotional service and is looking to reap the benefits of Purushottam Maas for the same, but one should not try to avoid any regular services that we have been assigned by our spiritual authorities. Like, for example, I've been assigned to chant 16 rounds on a daily basis. So I cannot shirk. In fact, I should increase those rounds rather than. And my morning sadhana that is there. So 1 week before, I am preparing my mind mentally that, okay, in this month, what are those extra things that I will do for the Lord? So, okay, on a daily basis, I was chanting 16 rounds. Okay, can I increase my rounds to 32 rounds? Is it possible that I remove 2 extra more hours to chant for my own upliftment in spiritual life? Okay, on a daily basis, I was reading actually just 15-20 minutes. Can I increase that reading to 1 hour a day or half an hour a day? Okay, fine, I can do this. Okay, I did not have the habit of, offering a lamp to the Supreme Lord. Can I get into the habit of offering a lamp to the Supreme Lord twice in a day, morning, evening? How much time does it take? Hardly 2 to 3 minutes it takes to offer a lamp. Okay, can I get in the habit of offering a flower daily to the Supreme Lord? Okay, fine, I can do that. Can I offer incense to the Supreme Lord? Yeah, 1 incense in a day, it's fine. I can just go ahead and do. These are the simple things. So, simple things that we can increase our love for the Supreme Lord. In fact, it will be more fruitful if one is performing a regular sadhana and service with more Krishna conscious, more respect, and more humility. So, you can list down, okay, you can make a checklist on a daily basis, okay. 32 rounds, or maybe if somebody is chanting 4 rounds, you can increase it to 16 rounds. So if anybody over here is chanting 4 rounds, 8 rounds, only for this 1 month, try to chant 16 rounds. Because in this particular month, chanting 1 round is as equal as chanting 100 rounds. This is a discount month. See, in the rainy season, most of the most of the shopkeepers or the branded people, Nike, Bata, and all these other Adidas and all these, big stores, they have a discounted month, 50% off, 60% off. So over here we have 100% off. 1 round, 100 rounds ke barabar hai, equal to 100 rounds. So then the whole idea is that I make a checklist that, okay, I will chant, these many rounds, at least 16 rounds for this particular month. Then later on, the next month, after the Adhik Maas finishes, you can get back to your 4 rounds, 8 rounds, whatever you're doing. So then you can make a checklist. Okay, 16 rounds. Okay, then I will, offer a flower. I will offer incense. I will offer a flower. I will offer a lamp to the Supreme Lord. I will, cook and eat only Krishna Prasad. I will not eat anything outside which is not cooked and offered to the Lord. So I will eat only that food which is intended to offer to the Supreme Lord. So what is the meaning of this? That I'll be very firm on this thing, that if while cooking somebody did not have that intention of cooking it for the Supreme Lord, then I will not have that. But now consciously I'm cooking, I'm within cautious that if I cook, I'm cooking only for the Supreme Lord, and then I will have it as a remnants or as prasad for the Supreme Lord. Then only I'll have that prasad. So let's be firm in this particular month to only have only Krishna prasad. If somebody does not know how to do offering, please message me personally. I will teach you how to do that offering to the Supreme Lord. So only I will eat Krishna prasad. And then some people, they take a vow that I will eat only once a day. But of course, if somebody has health issues, he can eat twice a day, fast 1 time a day. No, 1 time don't eat and 2 times eat. If you are eating 3 times, then maybe 1 time you reduce. Or some people, they eat only once in a day. That also can be done. Why? Because the more the bodily requirement reduces, then the soul requirement will increase. We'll get more time. Laziness will not affect us. You'll be more energetic. In fact, that is why you see nowadays people do intermittent fasting. Why? Because that keeps them more healthy, more active. The brain is functioning in a better way. So you just eat maybe once in a day. The other 2 times, if you feel very hungry, then there are fruits, there is coconut water, some juices or soups you can have. But 1 time only grains. Now, what is the significance of having a bath in Purushottam month? So during this month, Purushottam month can bathe with that awareness of cleansing oneself. Scriptures tell us that the water of a river or a pond or a sea is very, very, auspicious. And especially when you have a bath in Ganga, Yamuna, anywhere, these auspicious rivers. Because why? These are connected with Lord Krishna. Yamuna is connected with Lord Krishna because Krishna has had many pastimes. And even the Vedic scriptures tell that Lord Krishna is the taste in water. And only he can quench our thirst or cleanse us of this material contamination. So one can meditate as such and be absorbed in Krishna consciousness while bathing. Now, somebody might ask that I am sitting in one Bombay city, I am sitting in Pune city, I am sitting in some Nagpur city, or I am sitting in Malaysia. How is it possible that I have a bath, in Ganga River? So then many of you all have this Ganga water, that is there. You all can have 2 or 3 drops. In case you do not have that bottle of Ganga water, then only 3 times chant Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. Automatically, Mother Ganga will actually reach over there and you can have a bath. Then they say that in this month it's very auspicious to chant. Japa or mantra meditation is very one of the potent limbs of sadhana bhakti is actually chanting. So during this month you can chant some more round with more concentration and more feeling. chanting with the more feeling that yes, Krishna, I have a connection with you. Oh Krishna, I have an eternal relationship with you. I can, yes, I want to increase my rounds. I want to chant more for your pleasure. So this month can be considered as an opportunity to enhance both the quality of your rounds also and the quantity of the rounds also. Just give me 1 minute. And definitely this is going to please our spiritual masters also and Lord Krishna as well. And in this month, you can give charity also. You can give charity to Brahmanas. So there are three types of charities, okay? Charity in the mode of ignorance, charity in the mode of passion, and charity in the mode of goodness. So why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that these are the three types of charities in mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness? Because if the charity given to a right person, then you will reap that benefit. Otherwise, you will reap another opposite, you can say, uh, a reaction to it. Because if it is in ignorance, then that person might just utilize it for doing something nonsense. So somebody can donate a certain portion of one's earning for some spiritual progress. And because we say, no, in the shastras it is written that dharma rakshita rakshitaha. If you protect dharma, then dharma protects you. So what is the dharma of the grihasthas? The dharma of the grihasthas is to give donation, by which we are sustained in our existence. The very we become sustained with our own existence when we donate some part, maybe 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500, whatever is your capacity. And these resources can be utilized like, prasad distribution, construction of temples, or you can do book distribution, you can do deity worship, you can bring flowers for the Lord. So that charity that pleases the Supreme Lord or an Acharya, the most is, Dan of Divya Gyan. So what is Dan of Divya Gyan? Because it will be eternally beneficial to the giver and receiver. So you can, distribute books to different people. That is called Divya Gyan. Distribution of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, small books of Srila Prabhupada, because both will receive extreme mercy from the Acharya and from the Lord. And this auspicious month, one should strive to distribute as well as also and read also spiritual books. Because Prabhupada's one complaint was that my students do not read enough books before distributing those books. So then we should read those scriptures also. And that is why we have started all these classes, the Bhagavad Gita class, the Bhagavatam class. I've started a new, on from Tuesday onwards, we have a new Hindi Bhagavatam reading class. I think most of you have joined that. So why these devotional activities we are increasing? So that more and more people get benefited. Listening to more lectures, organizing devotee gatherings where one can hear and speak Krishna katha. So this is also very potent. So if possible, you can give one book to somebody where his or her life will be benefited. So book distribution is very important. Then lighting a lamp. You can light a lamp because this lamp can be interpreted as an offering lamp of ghee to the deities. It can also be interpreted as offering archana or puja to the Lord. Or the Puranas especially talk about, installing Radha Krishna on a golden throne and offering, arti. So that is an opulent worship. So if somebody is offering a particular lamp, he's expressing his love to the Lord. Now, in what way can I express love? So, lamp offering is one way of expressing my love to the Supreme Lord, where I'm saying that Krishna, I don't have anything to give, and this is my love for you, Krishna, right? So, this simply enhances our own Krishna consciousness. So, yeah, we can offer lamp twice in a day. Then, some yagya can be also performed. So the best type of yagya in this age of Kali Yuga is Nam Sankirtan Yagya. Nam Sankirtan Yajna means that we actually participate in Sankirtans. Or Sankirtan means Sangha. Sangha means doing Kirtan in the association of devotees. So devotees can organize some Harinam in their neighborhoods. They can also sing more Vaishnava bhajans and glorify the Lord. So everybody can invite devotees at their home and organize a Harinam at their own homes where neighbors come, relatives come, then they are offering a lamb, and then you can give them small dona prasad, halwa, or fruit prasad, and then you can. So that also Harinam, because this is Yuga Dharma, doing Harinam. And all these are some 5-6 basic things we can do in this Purushottam. Then what are the things we should not do in Purushottam month? Any activities, what activities we should avoid? So firstly, we should avoid any sinful activities and accept only Krishna Prasad, as I also previously also told, and not commit any Vaishnava Prad, or do not indulge in any nonsensical act or prajalpa, like any talk other than Krishna. Try to consciously not speak that. Like sometimes, two friends come and then they do ha ha he hoo. They talk about here, they talk about there, and then they just indulge in prajalpa. So we have only 24 hours in a day, and it will be wiser to actually utilize those 24 hours in chanting the holy names of Lord, and not wasting it, and utilizing it in a greater part to our own spiritual upliftment. So then somebody might say that, why only in Adhik Maas? Then why wait for Adhik Maas? Then one can, have these devotional activities throughout the year on a daily basis. And for doing any of all these things, one need not wait even for Purushottam. If somebody is doing it for the whole year, 365 days in a year after year. And that is also, very tangent. And Srila Prabhupada has asked us that spend every moment Krishna consciously, in Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada has, very intelligently designed the life of an average ISKCON devotee, taking into consideration all the best practices, recommended by the Shastras. So if you simply stick to, Prabhupada's instructions, it is like doing, Chaturmas, Purushottam Maas, Adhik Maas, Kartik Maas, every day on a daily basis. So imagine the amount of spiritual benefit or the merit one can get simply by following Srila Prabhupada's instructions. So the glories of Purushottam month are actually endless, limitless, but even Valmiki Muni says that if anybody is observing this Purushottam month, he will attain the benefit of performing 100 horse sacrifices. All the holy places will live within the body of this Purushottam month. And anybody who is faithfully performing this Purushottam month, he's definitely to go back home, back to Godhead, to Golok Vrindavan. And even Narad Muni, all these great sages have also said that Narad Muni is saying that this month is the best of all the months and best of all the vratas and austerities. And if somebody is hearing the glories of Purushottam month, even by hearing the glories of this Purushottam month, one attains Krishna Bhakti, and immediately he's nullifying all his sins. So all of you who are hearing this, you'll have been nullified of all your sins right away just now, just by hearing this. And anybody who is performing Purushottam Vrat very properly, he will attain unlimited blessings and sukruti, and finally his faith will be increased so much, and he'll go to the spiritual world. And even the sages of Naimisharanya. So this Purushottam month, they said that it acts like a desire tree to fulfill a devotee's desire. Now, it can be any desire, whether it is a material desire or it is a spiritual desire. But if we have spiritual desires, that's going to uplift us. If we do not have, a material desire, that is more recommended, better, because material desires are temporary. Spiritual desires will last you a longer. And they say that anybody who's doing this Purushottam month, uh, mm, it is yielding 1,000 times benefit as equal as you getting a residence in the holy dham in the Purushottam month. So which means what? If you are sitting in your own cities, you are doing this Purushottam month, which means that you are residing in a holy dham only. As good as Govinda. So anybody who is worshipping or who is observing this Purushottam month will burn up the reactions of all his bad karmas, and he will attain the mercy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So somebody might ask, okay, Mataji, now from when on, since you're telling Purushottam Bhajan, I am very excited. I want to follow this month. Now, please tell me how to follow this month. So, yeah, to do this vrata, one should have celibacy for 1 year. Okay, he should rise in Brahma Muhurat time. Brahma Muhurat time is the time before 1.5 hours before the sunrise. And then he should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, I'm sorry. So, rise in the Brahma Muhurat time, chant Hare Krishna, meditate on Radha Krishna, then offering a ghee lamp, offering arti, doing parikrama of Tulsi, doing the parikrama of the temple on a daily basis 4 times. So in the Purushottam month, you do it 4 times. Other than Purushottam month, you do 3 times. But in the Purushottam month and in the Kartik month, you do it 4 times. And then you offer the deities of Radha and Krishna. So see, if you're not able to go to the temple, you're staying far away from the temple, all these things you can do it at home also. You can offer flowers to the Supreme Lord. Maybe it could be any flowers. It could be rose flower, it could be lily flowers, it could be marigold flowers, it could be lotus flower, any flower. And tulsi leaves, as many as tulsi leaves you can. And then one should have a bath daily before sunrise, preferably at a holy place. But if not at a holy place, I've given you the option that you can actually chant Ganga, 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 and then you can have a bath. So, if possible, if somebody can go to the holy dham like Vrindavan, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, or Mayapur, then at least 3 days in that month you can reside in the holy dham. And the most important, read Srimad Bhagavatam daily. Reading Radha Krishna Leelas, Acharya say it is a rule to daily read Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Why do we say that? You know, Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Jaiva Narottama. Devim Saradasim Vyasam Tato Jaimadi. So why? Nashta Prayashu Abhadra. हमारी लाइफ में जो कुछ भी अभद्र होगा वो सब कुछ नष्ट हो जाएगा. Anything inauspicious in my life, it will be destroyed. All that inauspiciousness will be destroyed. And then if you want to have some specific praise from the Bhagavatam, like, see, we have praise of Mother Kunti. We have Brahmaji's praise, Brahma Stuti, 10th canto, 14th chapter. Brahmaji's Stuti to the Supreme Lord. Brahma Samhita somebody can read on a daily basis. एक बोलते हैं ना नियम है, पाठ करना है हमें. Some people will ना हमारा पाठ करायचा है, हमें पाठ करना है. We have got this, rule. And you can sing bhajans, you can sing praise, you can sing praise by different devotees, praise by Gajendra, praise by Mother Kunti, praise by the Dwarka queens, prayers by praise by Dhruv Maharaj, praise by Prahlad Maharaj. So you can read this. And we should take a vow to remain peaceful and thoughtful throughout the month. Very shanti se. कोई उलझने नहीं पैदा करनी है हमें. Very swiftly, no getting into an argument with somebody. If somebody is saying that, you are this, I am this, okay. What is happening is saving our time. He says one thing, we say two things, then he says four, and that's wasting a lot of our time. So just be very silent and cool and calm. And we should be very careful not to blaspheme any devotees, brahmanas, cows, saints, or any person who is doing this vrata also. And don't ask anyone for anything. Just be very much self-satisfied in yourself only. And try best to please Radha and Krishna by performing some austerities to our best of our capabilities. Not to break our vows in the middle of the month. If I'm taking, like, isliye, why 1 week before only, na, mentally prepare. If the mind is mentally prepared, you make a list that this full month I have to do this, and stick it somewhere. The moment you write it down, you will execute it, and this is been tried and tested from time immemorial. You write it, it will be executed. You write it and you will be doing it. And every day, for a reminder, this ye sab maine kiya hai ya nahi aaj, I'll be doing this. So again and again, it is a reminder, it's a chart for us. And preferably, if you can sit on the floor and eat, very nice. If somebody has a leg problem, knee problem, no problem. You can sit on the table and chair and you can eat. And then certain things like not to take too much of bodily care, like, too much of bodily conscious, that I will, wear such nice clothes and this and that. Let wo that reduce karna hai. And Hari Bhakti Vilas says that during this Purushottam month, one should remember the Supreme Lord, and he should even feed the Brahmanas also during this Purushottam month. If possible, you can feed one Brahmana, two Brahmanas, three Brahmana, whatever it is. And Acharyas say that chant some fixed amount of rounds in the daytime, and make a list that my first priority will be chanting in the morning. Okay. So these three, you can say that 30 days, one pointed worship, service to Radha Krishna by hearing, chanting, remembering their divine names, their pastimes all day, all night, hearing only about Krishna. You are living in Golok Vrindavan only. So the best of these days are this Purushottam month. And then if you want to break the Purushottam month fast, then what you can do is you can give charity to some Brahmanas, maybe charity to 3 Brahmanas, 5, 9, 11, according to your, what you say, financial capacity, whatever you have. Okay. And this particular charity act, what will happen is this will deliver all your ancestors to the spiritual world, and it will give them association of the Supreme Lord. So this is a month not only for yourself, but your ancestors also will be delivered. And you can, you can offer ghee lamps also. You can donate some ghee lamps also. Like, donation of ghee lamp means what? You go around giving people, okay, take this lamp and offer a lamp. Okay, in the temple also, or in your house also, you can invite people. Here is a ghee lamp, offer it to the Lord. So like that way also. And offering maybe, one sweet to the Supreme Lord in a day. Now, one sweet takes very small amount of time, offering to the Supreme Lord. If you do not have anything to offer, then fruits are the best thing to offer. So, and if you see, even once upon a time, many thousands at Nemisharanya also, these all sages, when they had gathered to perform the sacrifice. And Suta Goswami, he arrived there with his, disciples. And all these sages, they were very much happy to see Suta Goswami. So immediately they got up from their places, they offered their respects to Suta Goswami. And then they offered him a Vyasasan, and they requested him that, okay, please sit on this Vyasasan. And then these sages of Nemisharanya, they asked, okay, that please tell us something about this Purushottam month. Please glorify this Purushottam month. And we have heard so many other activities of the Supreme Lord. There are so many other narrations, but we want to listen what is the perfect one, so that what we'll follow it, we will be actually delivered from this vast ocean of material knee science, and will return back home back to Godhead. So Sud Goswami, because who made his request? Actually, Shonagati Rishi's request. So Sud Goswami said that, see, when I went to Pushkar Tirtha, and then after visiting, other 1,000 holy places, I reached actually Hastimanapur. And there on the bank of the Ganges, I saw many thousands of sages sitting together with Parikshit Maharaj. And just then, Shukdev Goswami, he appeared. And all the sages who were present paid proper obeisances and respect, to these to him, and all the sages, offered. So Shukdev Goswami a particular asana, and then they asked him that to speak Krishna Katha to Parikshit Maharaj. So then Sud Goswami said that, see, I have just come from Hastinapur where I heard the whole Srimad Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of Shukdev Goswami. So now I will tell you about the all attractive pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So then he started with that. Narad Muni had reached Badikra ashram, and he had reached the residence of Lord Narayan Rishi. Because actually, if you see the Narayan, it is actually Alaknanda river is flowing down from the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and Narada is paying obeisances to Narayan Rishis, and he's saying that, please tell me the essence of all the truths, and please tell me that what I should do ahead. So he's telling, in this material world, all these living entities are busy into sense gratification, and they have forgotten their ultimate goal of life. So please explain something which is helpful to both, for the householders also and the sages also, who are in renounced order like me, and something that will help us to attain self-realization and then return back home, back to Godhead. So hearing these words, Lord Narayan is saying that, see, um, when you hear these narrations of the Supreme Lord Krishna, they will diminish all your sinful reactions. So Lord Narayan is saying that, see, you already know the activities of the Supreme Lord, but for the benefit of the others, because you're asking me again, I will tell you all the glories. So now I'll tell you about the glories of the sacred Purushottam month, which is a very potent month to grant not only to material happiness, but it will also qualify somebody to return back home, back to Godhead at the end of his life. So then Narada is inquiring, okay, I have heard the glories of Purushottam. Sorry, I have heard the glories of Kartik, Chaitra also. But which is this month? But which month is this Purushottam month? And please tell me how it is sacred, and in what way it is glorious month, and what should I do all this in this month, and what should I not do in this month. So then, and how should I observe? Please tell me in detail. So Sud Goswami said that after all these questions, what Narad Muni has asked Lord Narayan, then Lord Narayan, he starts speaking that, this month previously was explained by Krishna to Maharaj Yudhishthir, because Maharaj Yudhishthir had lost everything, his empire and everything, and even he had lost his wife Draupadi to Duryodhana in some gambling match. So that time Draupadi was insulted by this Dushasana, and then that incident that happened in that assembly. And after that incident, Maharaj Yudhishthir, they all went into for a exile for a very long time in Kamyavan. And then Krishna, who visited these Pandavas in that particular forest, he told them that how to observe this particular Purushottam month, and how this Purushottam month is very dear, and that is why then Krishna had actually told them of the Purushottam month, and they had done the Purushottam month in that particular forest, and that's how they regained back their lost kingdom. So, and even when Krishna is narrating this, he's narrating it to Arjuna, he's narrating it to all the other the brothers also. And while narrating this, he's telling them that you please do this particular, you follow this Purushottam month, and definitely you will be, delivered, and you will get back all your this. So not only the human beings, anybody who does this. So, and anybody who's does this particular month, he's going to be benefited till eternity. he will attain the Supreme Lord's abode right after his death immediately. Anybody is doing. But see, doing this particular month with the intention that I will be delivered, I will go back home, back to God, it's a good sign. But if you do it selflessly, it will reap more effects actually. If you do this month with an intention that I want to please Krishna, because the whole Vraja bhav or the Vrindavan bhav is that I want to please Krishna. And if with that particular intention, if you do this, then it is definitely going to, be very beneficial to all of us. So yeah, if somebody has any questions, you all can ask me anything regarding Purushottam month. So somebody has put something in the chat. Should that be a multiple and 8 only, Mataji? Okay, just unmute everybody. Priyanka, your question is not clear. What does it mean? Should that be a multiple of 8 only, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji, that chanting which you asked to increase the number of rounds.
It could be the multiple of 8 also, yeah. Somebody doing 16, he can do 25. Somebody is doing 32 rounds, he can do 48 rounds. He can do 64 rounds. He can do 128 rounds. There is one devotee. On a daily basis, he does 128 rounds. A very nice speaker also he is. His name is His Grace Godakesh Prabhu. Every day he's chanting 128 rounds. So, because a retired person, nothing doing anything. So he's chanting, keeps on chanting, preaching, chanting, preaching, chanting. He says, I have only two jobs, only preaching and only chanting. So he's chanting 128 rounds. And all are acharyas also. Srila Rup Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. These all acharyas, they used to sleep only 2 hours in a day, and the rest 22 hours they were only chanting. Srila Haridas Thakur, he was chanting 3 lakh names in a day. So nothing is impossible. Impossible also, word says I am possible. So where there's a will, there's a way. If somebody wants to really chant, then definitely he can chant. But because we all are grihastas, working people, surrounded by many responsibilities and all, then we can slowly and gradually take those rounds which I'll be able to commit to. Like if I'm chanting 16 rounds, okay, I'll chant 25 rounds. It is possible for me. So take those leaps and bounds which is possible, which is like not very impossible, it becomes difficult. So take those only doses, how much you are able. Otherwise, sometimes what will happen that it is something above my capacity, then my wife is also frustrated with me. My husband is also frustrated with me. My children are also frustrated with me. My relatives also frustrated with me. That should not be the case. Everything should go very smoothly and silently. You should also feel peaceful that yes, I was chanting 16 rounds. Instead of chanting 64 rounds, let me be happy with chanting 25 rounds at least. So, and those 25 rounds, let me do quality 25 rounds. Okay, that way.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Yeah, Mohit Prabhu. Yeah.
माता जी, जैसे कार्तिक मास में हम दीपदान करते हैं तो दामोदर का पाठ करते हैं, जो हम करते हैं कार्तिक मास में। पुरुषोत्तम मास में जैसे दीपदान करना है हमें, तो कुछ किसी को तो कोई पाठ, कोई मतलब कोई बोलना है वहां के सामने, कोई कुछ ऐसा कुछ है
नहीं,
नियम
जब हम
वो
दीपदान करते हैं तो जब हम लोग दीपदान करते हैं तो दामोदर अष्टकम ही गा सकते हैं हम लोग, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अभी यहाँ पे मंदिर में भी दामोदर अष्टकम ही गा रहे होते हैं, क्योंकि वो ग्लोरीफाई, देखो चाहे दामोदर हो चाहे कृष्ण हो, एक ही बात है ना। तो आप लोग दामोदर अष्टकम भी गा सकते हो दीपदान गाते गाते, है ना।
मतलब डेली करना पुरुषोत्तम मास में हमें दीपदान, मतलब
डेली 2 टाइम करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा है दीपदान। और डेली 2 टाइम, अगर अभी दामोदर अष्टकम गाने के लिए ना 3-4 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लगती है।
जी
अगर
जी
रोज गाने लगोगे ना तो अपनी एक हैबिट बन जाती है। वी फॉर्म वन हैबिट एंड दैट हैबिट ओनली विल टेक यू लॉन्ग। सो बाय हार्ट इजीली हो जाता है, तो क्या है, करते करते ही अपना हो जाता है दामोदर अष्टकम, इजी है। तो कोई इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। और मान लो आपको याद नहीं है दामोदर अष्टकम, टेप चला लो और आरती कर लो, बेस्ट। कम से कम श्रवणन तो कर ही रहे हो आप, राइट? अपना मोबाइल
जी
चला लिया और उसमें से दामोदर अष्टकम ढूंढ लिया, दामोदर अष्टकम कोई गा रहा है, फटाफट से हम आरती कर रहे, हो गया अपना काम, है ना?
ओके माता जी, थैंक यू माता जी, हरे कृष्णा।
या हरे कृष्ण। Anybody else has any questions?
Mataji, if you have any detailed document on this, do's and don'ts of this, can you share with us?
Yes, yes, yes. I have a PDF file. I'll share with you all. Yeah, I'll just share with you all.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any questions? Because in that PDF file also, na, there are many do's and don'ts, and which are practically not possible. So I have not given most of them. Like, there are many austere rules and regulations that you should, you should sleep on the floor. Now, for example, if somebody is in north area and it's too cold, it is very difficult for him to sleep on the floor. Or if in that particular PDF file is given that you should have food only on banana leaf. Now, if I don't have banana leaf easily available, then what is, this? So I should have it in a steel plate or whatever plate it is. So some practical things, I have, so impossible things I have not told. People might get just, demotivated. So those demotivated things I have not told from the file at all. What is practical, what, we can apply in our daily life, because the whole idea of this Purushottam month is to chanting and reading Bhagavatam are the main two important activities in this whole Purushottam month. Because these are the two activities which is going to bring you more closer to Krishna. When you know about Krishna, then you start loving. Hai na? Though, of course, it is not important, that, you put yourself into too much of pressure and you know Krishna. But yes, you have knowledge about Krishna, you will love him more. As the other day also I was telling, if you remember on Sunday class, that when you hear more about Krishna, you will start loving Krishna more. Right? Rukmini also did not see Krishna. Rukmini had heard about Krishna, and that's how she fell in love with Krishna. She heard his qualities. She heard his interactions with his devotees. And that's how she fell in love with Krishna. So, more important is to hear about Krishna. Fine. Somebody has a question in the chat. Yeah, Mataji, can we purchase new items like mobile, laptop? Yes, Prabhuji. If it is a necessity and all, you can purchase, not a problem. See, for example, I lost my mobile, but all my other things are done on the mobile only. So yes, you can purchase, no problem, Prabhuji. And sometimes if some laptop has gone old and really needs another replacement, then you can purchase, no problem, Prabhuji, no problem.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
Yeah, Prabhuji.
मतलब जैसे तो बताया कि मैं दान करना चाहिए पुरुषोत्तम मास में, तो मैं दान डेली करना है फिर, मतलब?
हाँ, गुड क्वेश्चन। कंगाल हो जाओगे।
हाँ,
जस्ट वंस अ मंथ करना है आपको दान, जस्ट वंस इन करना है। हाँ, रोज दान नहीं, दीप दान तो आप रोज कर सकते हो,
मतलब
मतलब
वो तो ध्यान जी, हाँ जी,
हाँ वो तो रोज कर सकते हो, लेकिन जो जो मॉनेटरी दान है वो महीने में सिर्फ एक ही बार करना, और वो भी आपकी कैपेसिटी देखना कि हाउ मच योर पॉकेट इज अलाउइंग यू, राइट? द बेस्ट गिफ्ट इज यू बाय अ बुक एंड यू गिव इट, दैट इज ऑल्सो दान ओनली। 10-15 रुपीज की बुक्स लो या भगवत गीता लो, 2-4 भगवत गीता लो और लोगों को बांटो जो अच्छी तरह से पढ़ पाएंगे, तो फिर यू कैन गिव भगवत गीता ऑल्सो, लाइक एंड इफ यू डोंट नो देन यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट मी, आई विल टेल यू हु कैन रीड भगवत गीता, आप उनको दे सकते हो, ठीक है ना?
हरे कृष्ण।
किसी का और कोई प्रश्न? हाँ, अच्छा, ओके। Mataji, not related to today's topic. Do investing in share market, mutual funds, are these activities come under gambling? Yes, Mataji. प्रीति माताजी का क्वेश्चन अच्छा है वैसे तो, कि शेयर मार्केट, इन्वेस्टिंग इन शेयर्स, म्यूचुअल फंड। हालांकि म्यूचुअल फंड डज नॉट कम इन गैम्बलिंग, क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड में व्हाट हैपेंस, You invest and you forget, right? Your mind. But what is about share marketing? I remember my spiritual master was also telling us that in share marketing, what happens is on a daily basis, your consciousness is into shares. Your consciousness drifts away from Krishna. आपकी चेतना है ना हिल जाती है. कृष्णा से आपकी चेतना शेयर मार्केट, पैसा 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 पैसा, money 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 money. So then that consciousness get polluted. All the time you're thinking about money. So then that is why long-term investments are not gambling. So for example, I purchase shares of Reliance. Okay, I purchase this month and then I forget. For 1 year I forget. Okay, prices will rise and whatever, what जब भी होगा वो होगा, तब देखा जाएगा. That is not gambling. You can invest for long term, but short term like everyday trading or monthly trading, that should be avoided. That should not be done. Then that comes under gambling. Gambling का यही है ना कि आप डूब जाते हो उसमें. You become too much absorbed into share markets or too much of into. Sometimes you're doomed also. I remember one of our very good family doctors. He was there, and after his clinic would get over at 1 o'clock, what he used to do is he used to first go to this, that particular office of the trading thing, and he used to, gamble over there. Morning he used to tell, okay, I purchased these shares, and afternoon when he'll come, he wants to. But one day what happened is when he came over there, and actually this was right in front of me only because accidentally I had gone over there to drop a tiffin box in that office because it was one of my known persons, and I said that auntie had said that please drop that tiffin and go ahead. And I had just gone and I was just giving the tiffin, and this particular doctor, he collapsed. He had a heart attack exactly over there only because some share market had dropped down and he had invested in the morning only a lot of money. He got a heart attack and he died over there itself only. So these are the different hazards of investing in share market ki. And we have seen many people like that in our lives. We also must have seen so many people got doomed with share market. But yeah, investing in long terms, I think it is okay, no problem. You can do it in long term. Anything else anybody has to ask? Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. So we are charged up for Purushottam month and we'll be following certain rules and regulations. आज एक list बना लो, चाहे आज या कल में एक list बना लो. Make a nice list and put it on your, wherever it is a prominent place. That okay, I will be doing these activities for the pleasure of the Lord, and you yourself will see that you will be so happy by the end of the month. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Thank you so much.
Krishna.